Hey everybody, this is Five of Clubs, and welcome to another episode of Simpleton SNES, that is Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Today, instead of going back through Power Rangers, we're going through another one of the games I really enjoy, and that's Disney's Aladdin by Capcom. So let us dive right into it. Sort of an action platformer, sort of. Sorry, my D-pad is acting a little funny here. There we go. I think I got it. Alright. So in this game, Aladdin seems to have a proclivity for headbutting or bouncing off of people's heads and handspring. That's his two favorite methods of travel and combat. And, his first favorite method of travel is to fly with his little parachute cape here, of course. How could I forget?
That wasn't flying! That was falling with style!
You can glide over large parts of the level. Reminds me a bit of Super Mario World in that regard, where in Super Mario World, using Mario's cape, he can fly over large portions of his levels as well. Unfortunately, you cannot catch air and go up. You can only sort of just gently float down. It's not flying, it's falling with style, as Buzz Lightyear would say. Alright. Making our way downtown, driving fast, and I actually don't know the words now that I'm saying that out loud. Driving fast and driving past, or I'm not sure. But in any case, yep, so that guy gets pretty mad when you don't get hit by his barrel. He was really hoping it would happen. I also like that that's one of the characters from the film who's definitely a single character and not, you know, an army of these clones, but in the video game version, sometimes one character can become many, as we know. Alright, moving right along. There we go. Handspring our way. You might be seeing that I'm skipping the red gems, and yeah, it's just because I'm not very interested in getting all of those things. Alright, here we go. Gonna bounce up here, fly a little bit. There we go. Yeah, and you also may have noticed by now, the music thus far has not been any recognizable sound from the Aladdin soundtrack. And that's because most of the game is composed by original compositions, I guess, from Capcom's team. They're okay, you know, they're not amazing, but they also do have the really important songs from Aladdin in there. So, you know, you have those to look forward to in a bit. Alright, there we go, and I love the chicken naturally was hiding in the jar, whose rim is actually too thin to have put the chicken in there, but, you know, I won't question it. Alright, and here we go. And so you may have seen as well, I threw an apple. You can throw apples to stun people. Oh, and you can kick them as well. I forgot about that. You can throw apples to stun people. Like these archers, sometimes it's helpful to give them an apple to the face so that they don't shoot you with an arrow. And so, you know, unless my recollection of the film is wrong, this mini-boss that we have here is the merchant who is upset at Jasmine for having taken an apple from his stand. And it turns out, actually, Aladdin has apples aplenty and has plenty of opportunity to get them throughout this game. So I'm not sure, like, he could have single-handedly solved the hunger problem in Agrabah if it were following the canon of the film, but unfortunately, it's kind of strange that they didn't use rocks or something. It is strange that they do the apples, considering that part of the plight of being poor in Agrabah was not having access to food, so I don't know. It's one of those things where you kind of have to just remember, like, hey, it wasn't like a deep game, you know? It's just, they needed something for him to have as a projectile weapon, and apples was the thing that came to mind, and they could put apples in jars. Alright, so I skipped the cutscene, but now we are moving down into the Cave of Wonders with yet another Capcom original music choice here. Alright, there we go. Throw an apple at the bat. I love how they just kind of like spiral down too, like fighter jets that have been, you know, shot down and just go into a tailspin. Oh, scorpions, my favorite. There they are. We'll avoid them. Oh, and we have our first beetle there, scarab beetle. Now you may remember from the film, the scarab beetle was the implement that Jafar used to actually find the Cave of Wonders in the first place. But in movie licensed video game world, the scarab is an object that you can find in treasure chests all throughout the game, and there's hundreds of them. So it turns out Jafar was wasting his time trying to find that one, it turns out, because they were everywhere. Alright, and you also have to suspend a little bit of your disbelief here, because the film very clearly said, like, okay, don't touch anything but the lamp, but, I mean, there's these little swords that come out, which we can touch. There's that little knight guy over there, skeleton knight, which I don't remember that in the movie at all, but... Strangely, that's the only skeleton knight guy we actually see throughout the whole game, so it's kind of weird that they added him there since he wasn't from the film, but it looks kind of cool, I guess. And there's the carpet. Yep. Alright. And it's time for the Wheel of Genie. Yes. Yes, yes. Should be pretty explanatory. Genie's dead eyes stare at you with that smile. At least he blinks sometimes. It would be very unsettling if he didn't blink. But, yep, his floppy finger clicks and clicks and clicks until such a time as it lands on the prize for you. We got a star, which means we get another continue. I plan on not dying throughout the entirety of my run today, but we'll see if we'll ever possibly get to a point we'll need to continue. I will have utterly failed at this game if that's the case, but I guess, you know, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Here we go. Get on those bats. There we are. There we go. The bats. Yes, the bats. And, of course, you know, games with caves, they have to have bats. It's like a rule somewhere in 8-bit game design, or 16-bit game design in this case. Duck under here. There we go. Oh, that was close. I nearly blew that. Sorry, friends. So that would have been highly embarrassing. Alright. Moving right along. Making our way downtown. Yes, alright. Now, there we go. Don't want to screw that up. Yes, and I also do appreciate the fact that the Cave of Wonders is built like a Legends of Zelda tomb, where there's ropes that, you know, control little pillars and whatnot. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Of course, some of you may recognize here that this is the idol that our monkey friend Abu will eventually press. And these things that are rolling at us are actually boulders, but when we were growing up, these actually really reminded us of the blue Crunch Berries from Captain Crunch cereal, so we generally used to refer to them that way. Oh, wow, and there, one got me right in the face there, okay. Also, potentially unpopular opinion, but I actually think that the Captain Crunch Oops All Berries is significantly better than the Captain Crunch either all peanut butter or the peanut butter berry mix. So that may in fact be a blasphemy, but I'm willing to own it. Oh, infidels. Yeah, he touched the gem. I mean, yes, we did touch all that gold and we touched the carpet, but yes, that specific gem, if you touch it, the cave knows and the cave gets mad. So now the cave is mad, and you can imagine that there's going to be some lava. And sure enough, there's going to be lava like the movie. But this version of lava, instead of it filling up rapidly and stuff, it's like a very slow auto-scrolly level with jumping fireballs and geysers. And I will say the geyser effect is pretty neat, though, especially for its time. Alright. So this level will take a minute because you can't make it go any faster. You know the drill with that. So, all right, get up here. Yep, and we'll go float our way down here. And I know we have yet another original composition here from Capcom's music production team, but we will be getting to officially licensed music from the movie, and thankfully it's, in my opinion, the 2 best songs from the movie, so, you know, at least if they were saving their budget for just the 2, I'm glad they picked these particular 2. Alright. Yep, there we go. Okay. You might be wondering as well why I'm, like, using the parachute when it seems needless, like when he can clearly make that jump or something. But the reason is because, again, my D-pad is a little bit sticky.
Please, no Johns.
So sometimes I accidentally overshoot it or something, and it's very sad. So there we go. I think this is a beetle. Yep, it is. Alright. Got another beetle, so we could do the Wheel of Genie. Yes, indeed. Alright. Duck before that. Alright. I'll say I like the other 2 themes better than this theme so far. Alright, there we go. Okay. Oh, nearly blew it there. Alright. Oh, nearly blew it there too. That sticky D-pad trying to get me. Trying to give me the troll. Oh, there we go. Alright, I think this is the end. Yep, okay. So we made it to the end, and despite the fact that we are definitely still in the midst of this pool of lava, it's time to play the Wheel of Genie. Because nothing is thematically appropriate like a high, you know, a high energy, high happiness event here to break up the lava stuff. So, alright, what are we gonna get? If we're lucky, we might get the genie face, but I don't think we're gonna get it. Alright, looks like a 1-up, probably. Okay. I really want the heart, because the heart gives us more hearts to our health bar. We currently only have 3. Which means we could take 3 hits before we die, basically. So, well, not basically. I mean, that's pretty much it, unless you heal. Alright, and now, my least favorite part of the game here. Because the sticky D-pad, and because it's difficult for me to, like, tell where the hitbox on that lava wave is. So sometimes it looks like I dodge it, and then I get hit. Or sometimes I think, oh man, it's got me for sure. And then, you know, I get hit. So, if I'm gonna die in the game, it's usually here. Let's see. Okay. It's gonna get tough in a second. Here we go. This is the tough part, because it cramps your screen space. There we go. Okay, I made it. Alright, good. We're good. Alright. Usually, if I'm gonna die, that's where it happens, because that sticky joystick likes to, or D-pad likes to get me, but it was fortunate to us today. And now that we did one of the parts I hate the most, it's now time to engage in one of the parts I love the most, which we've just freed the genie from the lamp, and he's gonna get us out. And as you can see here, we are now in Genie Land. Definitely not in the movie, but I think this is a incredibly well-designed section of the game. It's my favorite part. And listen to that glorious 16-bit music. So yeah, that's one song that I think is fantastic from the original film, so I'm glad they got it in here. It would be kind of a crime if you were playing in the Genie place and you didn't have that. Alright, guy, don't troll me today. What do we got? He does different, like, traversal methods every time, so... Alright, looks like he's gonna do the hybrid today of clouds and various objects. There we go. Oh, boy! Oh. Alright, so we got our 100th gem. So in this game, I believe it gives you a 1-up, but it also gives you an extra heart. So we got that going for us. We now have 4 hearts to work with. Alright. Alright, first part of Genie Land is done. Very good. Moving right along to the balloons. Yes. I love the balloons because you can handspring off them, and I don't know why, but the popping sound they make is just very satisfying. Alright, here we go. There we go, and you can see here that, yep, those balloons are going to try and get to the popping spot on the top. And you don't want to be anywhere near them when they do. Here we go, and we'll fly, and we'll handspring, and we'll fly. And I believe this is a scarab, yep. There we go. We'll fly a bit, and we'll handspring, and then we'll fly. Here we go. Alright. We'll handspring right there. And there we go, handspring there, and we are done with that part. Very good. So we're tearing through this game so far, and time for the Wheel of Genie. It would seem inappropriate if you didn't get a Wheel of Genie event when you're in Genie Land. And of course, for those of you who don't know, this part where he's in Genie Land does not happen in the film. It's, I guess, sort of abstractly conveying the whole thing where the genie's doing all this stuff and, you know, singing the song about never having a friend like him. Ah, so close to the genie result, man. Another continue that we will not be using. Thanks, Genie. They look so thrilled, too. Like, good job, dude. You've done it. And I don't feel as though I've done anything at all. Or that he's done me any favors. Like, excellent. How about you give me a heart? That would be good. Alright. Here we go. Now launch ourselves up. Oh, excuse me. Okay, try that again. Handspring off this thing. Yep. So we were never sure if, like, the bird inside of these flying pots was supposed to be Iago. We assumed not, because the wings are not colored the right way. But it's just kind of, like, what a bizarre enemy, you know? It's like a flying bird inside of a pot. I don't know. Very strange. And those are, of course, we've seen those throughout the game, and we'll continue to see them. In fact, in the Jafar boss fight, he even makes use of them, which is, like, really bizarre. So, they must have really been proud of that enemy for whatever reason. Alright, here we go. So you probably recognize these sorts of blocks. You stand on them for a second, and then they fall, of course. Alright. And we got boing, we'll fly, and we'll boing, and we'll fly, and we'll drop, we'll jump, we'll climb up here. There we go, there we go. Oh, didn't get that. Alright. That's alright. Very good. Alright, that was fun. We've cleared Genie Land. It was a great time.
A great success!
It will be missed. But, you know, we have that. There's still more stuff in the game that's enjoyable. Not just that. Alright, yep, so they're flying and, you know, they want to make him a prince and all that. So, okay, now, alright, I have thoughts about this. So you can see here, we're in, like, this underground sand temple with this kind of Egyptian-sounding music here. With, like, some hieroglyphic Sanskrit back there. Here's the thing. This clearly doesn't happen in the film, especially with these, like, sand bats and all this. There's, like, no part in the film that correlates to this section. I have no idea, like, what the developers were thinking here. And the weird thing is, like, they could have just so easily created a level where you're in Agrabah as Prince Ali, and that's not portrayed in the game in any way. So I'm not sure, like, why the developers decided, oh, you know what, let's make this, like, sand temple thing. Oh, and of course, let me comment on these. You may recognize this guy. He's just the archer, but now he's wearing purple and green threads. Yeah, so apparently, in the second half of the game, we're going to start seeing more of those guys. As far as the big guys who are colored that way, I don't think they do anything different, but the, archers shoot 2 arrows now instead of 1. So I guess they're like the elite guard for the palace or something. I'm not sure. Why they're in that, like, underground cave, I'm definitely not sure. But, maybe if I read the cutscene, it would explain this section for the game. I kind of doubt it, but, you know, I think it's sort of just like, we have a lot of really good levels in the game. We just need one more. What do y'all got? Ah, darn. One shy of the genie again. Give us more of those continues. Oh, yeah. 6 credits. Can I cash those in for hearts, please? That would be great. No, of course I cannot. Alright, so we got more of those birds in jars here, of course. Why? Because. Yep, and that's basically it. Alright. It's almost as though, like, the developers in the production were like, okay, we have some good ideas for some hazards and stuff that Aladdin will have to overcome. And they couldn't quite work them into the other levels, so they're like, I know, we'll just make this weird, you know, snake temple thing. Because, look, there's a lot of snakes around here, too.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Maybe it's all symbolic, right? You know, of, like, the whole Jafar thing with the snake. Yeah, I'm not really sure what they were thinking with this. There we go. Got some chicken. There we go. Sometimes I accidentally troll myself on this part. Oh, like here. Yep.
Sometimes I accidentally troll myself.
I trolled myself. Look at that. Well, there we go. Our deathless run has been ruined, friends. I may as well rage quit now. I'm just kidding. Alright. Let's continue on. Oh. What's that guy guarding? Oh. You know what's crazy? I've played this game through, I can't even count how many times. I've never actually looked over there before. Well, there we go. I got the heart I wanted. That's perfect. Excellent. Alright, here we go. Yep, yep, yep. Boing. Alright. Yes, yes. Boing. Yes, boing. Yes, boing. And our chicken. Yep. Chicken in a jar. Okay. I'm not gonna troll myself on this part again. We are going to be methodical and precise. Yes, we are, indeed. Alright. Okay. Nope, don't want any of that. Let's keep it going, my friend. Here we go. Oh, boy. Woo! I actually thought for sure I was getting spikes, but... And the spikes wouldn't have been an instant kill. It would have just hurt me and then let me been invulnerable, but, you know. No one wants to do that when we don't have to, right? Okay, we'll bounce off that guy's head and we'll swing here. There we go. Oh. So that's one of the new enemies in the game. He throws swords. And we have another boss fight here. Again, that Egyptian theme playing again. And what is this guy? You know, what is this? It's actually Abu, whose eyes have turned red for some reason. And, strange that they produced, like, a specific soundtrack just for that part. It has nothing to do with the movie. I'm not sure. It was just a joke. And that's the end of the weird Snake Temple segment. Very bizarre. I have no idea why it's there. I don't feel that the game is substantially improved by its inclusion in any regard. Now, finally, I guess maybe they felt like they needed to break up something between the excellence that is Genie World and then the excellence of this bit right here, which, if you can hear the music, of course, is playing the original song of A Whole New World. I mean, well, I say original, it's their rendition of it, of course. And I love this part because, one, it's I find it relaxing, and the 16-bit rendition is not bad. And, of course, it's a shortened version of the song so that you're not stuck here on this slow, auto-scrolly level forever. But, it's kind of nice. It's a little bit of variety, you know.
Recalculating.
I think I went the wrong way. Oh, I sure did. I don't know. Also, there's something potentially irreverent about the fact that, like, while they're sharing this moment, Aladdin is just greedily hoarding up all these gems in the sky. You know, it's like this magical moment, and he's like veering all over the place wildly trying to get these gems. I don't know. But I guess it would be kind of boring if all you did was, like, kind of fly in a straight line or flow through rings. Oh, flying through rings. I better not even say something like that. It might trigger flashbacks for some folks. Alright. Yep. Get all these gems. Yes. There we go. Yeah, I like this carpet flying level much better than the lava one. Not because the lava one's poorly designed. I just get stressed out by it. And the fireworks. Maybe Mario just touched a flag down there. Alright. And now after that nice relaxing break, it's time for the final act of the game. Which involves the corrupted palace, basically. Yeah, okay, so Jafar shows up and his treachery is revealed and, you know, all that stuff happens. And Aladdin is now in a decrepit version of the palace here with red walls and a very dark and foreboding color scheme here. Let's go ahead and flop this way. Flying platforms, which I assume Jafar put there because they're snake themed, but I'm actually not sure. And there's swords on the wall, because, of course. Alright, and then we got these little spiky things. Oh, and then this is weird, too. There's, like, king cobras just hanging out in the walls. Very strange. Like, because those clearly are not Jafar, being like a 12-headed snake who's, you know, sticking his way throughout the palace, but somehow or another they got snakes in the walls. Alright, moving right along. I think the sprite work on Aladdin is really top-notch, by the way. His running animations, and there's a fluidity to it that I appreciate. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so there's Iago. It turns out Iago is also multiple entities, and all he does is drop skulls. Very strange. One neat thing is you can swing on these lanterns and it actually drops fire, which I think is pretty cool. Sometimes when enemies are under it, you can actually, like, hit them with the fire, which I think is neat. Neat little touch. Alright. Here we go. Let's try and get it. Oh, sometimes I have to bounce off of him. Or, well, that time I didn't have to bounce off of him. Stress myself out for no reason. Okay. We get one last wheel of Genie before such a time is over. I mean, what they give me is probably another continue. Which, at this point in the game, why even bother? But, I don't know. I might luck out and get a heart. Who knows? Or the Genie head. The coveted Genie head. Actually, I've gotten the Genie head twice in one playthrough, but I can't remember what it actually does. I think it gives you a 1-up for sure. I think it gives you other things too. And again, one shy of the Genie head. He's a troll, dude. Alright. 7 credits. Very good. You know, it's called credit, but I can't spend it on anything. So it's a bit of an odd term there. Alright. Here we go. It says action. Iago's dropping skulls. Very strange. Oh, well, okay. I actually meant to jump off prior to that. Oh, and actually we just got our 100th gem, so we got another heart and another life as well. Alright, this guy. That guy can troll you sometimes, so you gotta be careful with him. Alright, we'll fly right across. Here we go. I'm not sure what's in here. I think a chicken. Oh, 1-up, actually. Alright, we'll fly. Here we go. Fly. Okay. Whoa. No. Sorry, my D-pad locked up there a bit. Okay. Yes, come on. Alright, there we go. Okay. There we are. Oh, this is where the chicken is. Yep, and it goes down in the fire to get extra crispy there. Alright. Didn't need it that way, but that's alright. I'll hold this for a second. Okay. Okay. Alright, and here we go. We are ready for the Jafar encounter here. Heading to the throne room, where we will find Jafar. And look at the sinister sky outside as well. Look at them. Alright. That palace, by the way, is amazing. Oh, and there are those birds I was talking, or the little pot birds again there. Okay, so yeah, a tip for anyone who's looking to play this game. When Jafar does that lightning thing, it always hits those 3 areas. Always. It's very bizarrely designed, so you could just basically stand. Yep. Very strange. Alright, got more of the potted birds. There we go. And you might be seeing kind of what happens with this boss fight. Sometimes, if I time it right, I can actually get another handspring off of there. Clearly, I've failed at both attempts to do so, but it's also kind of weird that he has, like, 2 staffs there. But, you know. Oh, dear. Oh, come on. Sorry.
Could you possibly try not to hit every single one?
My handspring was mistimed there. So don't tell me I'm gonna die against Jafar. I never die against him. That would be embarrassing. I'm not gonna try and hit him for that. What do you got for me, Jafar? Birds? Yep. Man. Really? Whew. You know, those birds actually almost got me there. There we go, okay. I was about to be mortified if I lost there. Okay. Congratulations, there we go. Yep, and the final battle is about to take place. Here we go. Let's eat one of those excellent, delicious rotisserie chickens. And then we are ready to face Jafar in the final battle that is not in the throne room for some reason. But, yep. Of course, you may recall from the film, he turns into a giant snake. And this was so cool as a kid. I'm like, dude, there's fire down there. He's like a giant snake. He spits out licorice jelly beans. Not sure why he does that part. Okay, well, apparently I am failing here to actually hit them. There we go. There you go. So that's, of course, like everything else in this game, the answer is to handspring off of it. So there we go. There we go. Okay. Alright, and he's gonna let me up there. Okay. Righto, he's gonna try and bite. There we go. And here we go again. Yep. Alright. Whoops. And there we go. Okay, and I think that's it. Yep, there we go. Alright, yes indeed. He is crumbling to his doom. Just like the movie. Except, actually nothing like the movie. I will say though, I have seen the live action version of Aladdin, and the fact that they removed the big snake from the end and replaced it with a giant version of Iago, to this day still baffles me. Oh no, he's still alive! Yeah, I remember that freaked me out as a kid. I was like spamming the jump button, you know, trying to jump, and it's a cutscene, so of course you can't do anything. But back to what I was saying about the live action version, when they were showing off some of the original graphics, okay, yeah, Genie, you know, Will Smith Genie, his original outing was a little jarring, but in my mind, the first thing I thought was the giant hourglass scene is going to look awesome. And the second thing followed thereafter was the giant snake scene can look really, really great if they don't make the snake real derpy. So, unfortunately, to my terrible shock and bewilderment, they decided to replace the snake scene with a giant sky chase with Iago for some reason. I have no idea who thought that was a good idea, but it was quite a letdown, to say the very least. I'll also say that actually, potentially another hot take, I think that the Jafar in it, the live-action version, was a more compelling character than the Jafar from the original. I liked the fact that they gave him a similar backstory to Aladdin, being that he kind of grew up on the streets and he was a thief of his own sort and stuff. And so he could sort of connect with Aladdin on that, and they sort of had somewhat of a general connection over that. I will not say that he was an intimidating character in any way. I'll say that certainly the original had a more intimidating version of Jafar, for sure. But, you know, you can't win it all. But I love you anyway. Yep. No problem. Use your third wish, Master, and zap. You're a prince again. Which is kind of weird, like, that he's not a prince right now. Like, did Jafar magically, like, revoke his princehood? Jess, I love you too, but I can't pretend to be something I'm not. I understand. Genie, my third and final wish, of course, is to set him free. But the whole thing, I guess if you think about it, is kind of silly, right? Because the whole problem with it was, oh, there's this law that's preventing me from marrying someone outside of royalty. And it turns out that the person who has a problem with it is, in fact, a royal person who, like, has exact connection. It's not like they have social pressures to other kingdoms or something to uphold, you know? So, of course, the movie resolves itself with this, where she's like, hey, Dad, I hate this law. And Dad's like, yeah, you're right. Oh, there he is. Looks like we need a new law. There we go. From this day forward, the princess may marry whomever she chooses. And it's like, see, and Genie was like, oh, you have to use your wish. When actually, all that we have to do is just say, hey, Dad, I'd like to marry Aladdin, actually. Oh, yeah, he's all right by me. He did just save the kingdom. You know, he can't be that bad, right? But, yes, I guess, you know, maybe in the original story, the political aspect of it made a bit more sense. Or maybe socially at the time, it made a bit more sense where, like, there would be maybe political consequences if the Sultan just decided, you know, I'm just going to change the law on a whim. But that certainly wasn't conveyed by the movie or the game anyway. Alright, but anyway, friends, that was Aladdin on the Super Nintendo. I still like it. Super fun game. A few strange things about it, but it's almost, at this point, it's part of the charm of it to me. And, now, okay, so now do I like it better than Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? It does have Genie Land, which I really enjoy. But I think overall, maybe it's because of the headcanon that I've built around Power Rangers. You know, of like, you know, there's the skeleton guy, Bluert Little, and the pig Viking and all this, you know, and the SpaghettiOs man, of course. You know, it's all the Perfect Cell, naturally. Like, all this stuff comes together, and I guess maybe I'm fond of it because I had to sort of figure out my own version of the story of the events of what was happening and who the characters were. Whereas with Aladdin, of course, you already have a reference. Now, of course, you may be going like, well, that has nothing to do with gameplay. Which gameplay do you like better? To that, I still say I actually like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers better. But wait, Five of Clubs, isn't Mighty Morphin Power Rangers just a mindless beat-em-up? Yes. I mean, yes, it is. You're not wrong. And yet, I guess I hold a fondness for it. Like, that game I feel like I play or replay at least 2 to 3 times a year. Aladdin, some years go by and I don't revisit it, but other years it's like, oh, you know, it's time for Aladdin. So I think that alone speaks for itself in my perspective, is like, which one do I come back to more frequently? So I will say that Aladdin, while being a close second, does not actually supersede the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So that's where we will go ahead and leave it for today. I'm sure I'll be back with another one of these games. I'm trying to think of which one to do next time. I think actually next time I'm going to play a game that I was incredibly awful at as a child, and maybe hoping that with my current game experience, having beaten Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne and now Sekiro as of about a week ago, you know, I feel as though my senses are honed and ready for a game that used to stump me pretty hard as a child. So we'll see what that is next time around. Thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.